Hello, this is Sabrina. This is a different kind of video for me. I thought I would come on here and show you how I made this page on the left. The right one wasn't created at the time that I recorded this video. So to begin here, this is a magazine picture that I had from an old art project, and I'm showing you that I've just traced the outline of the squares there because I'm getting ready to use some rubber cement to put on the back here and the paper. It's also called paper cement. I use it especially for very thin things. It doesn't wrinkle. Oh, here we are in fast motion, so you don't have to put up with it, watching it slowly. It's just a thin layer. So I'll set that aside to dry. And I bet this is going to be fast motion again. I'm going to put this on the other side. Paper cement works by adhering both sides that have been put with the rubber cement, paper cement, on each side and left to dry. And I used a paper towel on this glass little thing over here that I made. I just took some glass from a picture frame and backed it with some white artist board. You could use white cardboard or gray cardboard, and then just put some tape around it to hold it. It's much easier than wasting papers and using those just as a scrap to overflow on like you would with glue and then throwing it away. It comes off very easily with a paper towel. So here I am looking for a piece that I know is the same exact size as that opening. Trying to decide by holding this up to the light the image that I want to cut out. So because I'm an exact kind of a person, I'll sit here and trace it out and use a razor with a ruler to get it exactly right. Even though in the end I don't believe I place it in the middle of the square. As I was doing that, the two sides of the paper and the magazine dried, so now I'm going to apply it. I didn't put the paper cement in the areas where the magazine was not. I guess you probably noticed that. Only because I just don't want to waste the paper cement. It's easily removed as I show here. This is an eraser that you can get specially for removing paper cement. Oh, there it is. I found it for you. And you just rub it along any place that might have some residue. Oh, fast motion again. And it removes everything. Here I'm just checking the back to make sure I didn't slop it on the back there. And I am showing you that it works better than glue. It's really on there. If I wanted to, I might be able to remove it. The magazine would rip, probably, but I probably could. I believe I do that a little later in the video, you can see. So here I'm just working out. I think I want the flowers offset. And then I have this piece of scrapbook paper, pretty thick, heavy cardstock. I'm going to rip that so that it's jagged on one side, and I'm probably going to put that over on the right. I believe is what I did. Oh, there's something there that I decided against, and actually I threw that and those rose ones, hippos and roses, away. I decided I really don't like that from my past. That was done a very long time ago. So I'm just working out how it looks with her face, and I am taking a mechanical pencil and running a line sort of underneath below so that you can't see the line when I go to put the piece of scrap paper on the sheet. It doesn't really matter too much because that special eraser also erases pencil. So I'm going to use the paper cement again. Later on, when I am gluing things on top of these papers, I switch to art glitter glue. I don't feel the need that I need to use the rubber cement because they're smaller pieces and it'll be fine on top of it. There are several layers. So I showed that in regular speed so you could see that it was a very thin coat. Oh, apparently I didn't like something there. Looks like I didn't cover it. Set that aside to dry. And now, of course, I'm going to do the other side. Nope, apparently not. I'm going to clean the board first. There we go. Clean up as you go. Now I'm trying to figure out the placement of this flower photograph that I took at Gibbs Garden, near where I live. Thinking I want it off center, don't want it in the block. Oh, I've collected my calligraphy paraphernalia here, and I'm going to make a label for the day to go on the journal. What I do is I use one half of the page that I'm doing now is a half, for 2 days, and I write down joys and things that inspire me of the day. Oh, here I'm putting on some little finger condoms. Of course, they're not called that. I don't know what they're called, but they came with my dog's medication, and I didn't continue with that medication because if I had to wear something to protect my fingers from the medication, I didn't want it going in my dog's body. So quickly, I'm doing some calligraphy here because this isn't a video about calligraphy. Oh, and I'm showing that, yes, I actually did get stuff on the condoms there because I'm sloppy. And I didn't want it on my hands because that's permanent ink. I didn't want it on my hands for days. This is a calligraphy set that I got from my father when he passed away. I went through some of his items, and that was some of the things that I kept, some of his calligraphy items. I'm cleaning up. Now, since that had time to dry, I'm applying it. And since I didn't press it down, I can easily remove it. Something wasn't lined up properly, so I'm readjusting it. Now I'm pressing it down. I probably still could take it up, but it would be much harder at this point. And using that eraser just to clean up the sides again. Any overflow, which is really nice because with glue you can't do that. If you've slopped glue all over the place, then you're just going to have to hope it dries clear. But with this, everything removes perfectly and there's no residue. Here I am readjusting again, one more time, trying to figure out where I want to place this. I'm not sure why it's so difficult for me to figure out, but there you have it. the process of a junk journal and perfectionist. Here's where I'm using the art glitter glue. I filmed this because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, whether it was going to be spectacular or a failure or sort of somewhere in the middle. I think it ended up somewhere in the middle, but I just thought you'd like to see the process. Here I am trying to decide whether I should be covering her head, putting my date. I know I don't end up covering her head. I think that's where I end up putting it. Making sure it's dry, hoping it's dry because I'm so impatient. I must have waited a little while for it to dry because the scene switched. Now here I am. I can't just take a pair of scissors and cut it off because I have to have it straight, because this is the problem with being a perfectionist. I've decided that I'm going to put a small rounded edge on each of the corners. I used to not turn this machine, little gizmo, upside down, but I wasn't getting the corners in there correctly, and I saw other people doing junk journals, turning them upside down and watching it, so this is working much better for me. My very sloppy way of stashing my inks doesn't work very well. Sometimes the ink that's been left on there for a couple of days is enough for me just to get a little bit out of it, but apparently not in this circumstance, so I'm re-inking the dauber and just go and run around here with it. Decisions. I've taken out some... Oh, did you see how fast I shook that up? Man, I have got some superpowers. Apparently I'm going to put some distress ink spray on here. And I'm using a piece of wax paper to cover what I don't want the ink to get on. Very clever of me. Now the side to the right, I'm going to end up spraying some of this ink on it, and that's fine because it'll be set up a little bit for when I finally run across that piece of paper in the journal to write on. Oh, apparently I should have worn some gloves. And with the magic of editing, it's magically dry. So that obviously took about an hour or something before I came back to see whether it was dry. No, still haven't decided, I guess. Still contemplating whether I was going to put it on her head. Finally made a decision. Can't seem to figure out how I cut myself there. Sorry, I keep looking at it in the video. And these are just some scraps that I've had sitting around. I don't use digitals from other people. I will buy a few pre-made papers, scrapbook papers and things like that, which is what that one sheet is. And then the others are just scraps that I've had from things that I do in other journals. I see a book page over there with a constellation. So I'm just working out a design. Apparently I'm going to be doing some more calligraphy. Oh, did you see that tail? Oh, what's that green thing doing in my shot? Oh, spending some time trying to get her to pose. Oh, there she is. Before she flipped out of my arm. You got to see her. Sorry, my dog got excited there when I said there she is, because that's sort of a little clue for him that somebody might be arriving. So here I am, setting back up some calligraphy in fast motion, put on the little condoms, and working in the color green. And doing the next day, apparently. Go ahead and setting it up in here so I can see whether the design's going to work out. May the 8th, which is apparently a Friday. Again, lining up and just playing around with the design to make sure it pleases my eye. Digging through some scraps. Knowing that I have to write a little something on that day and trying to find a piece of paper that I'll be able to write on. Just taking my mechanical pencil and marking where I want that to be, since I seem to not want to lose that place, and then where I'm going to cut it. Of course, that will probably mean bringing out a razor blade, because I still can't bring myself to using scissors because it won't be straight for me. Remembering to turn it upside down so I can see what I'm doing. Not used to doing that yet. This is the boring part of junk journaling, I think, but it's all kind of a design thing, and it takes some time to figure out. Oh, I decided to rip that. I like to rip edges. I don't know why I don't do it a little more often. And now I'm going to use a white gel pen on this piece of black paper to write what I thought was special about the day. Apparently it's taking me a hot minute to decide which side of the paper I want to write on. Here we go. You don't want to watch that in slow speed. And now I've determined that I made a mistake, so I'm redoing it. And this is just an example of why it might be a good idea, if you're worried about mistakes, to put them on small pieces of paper and then apply them to your journal later. And there you have it. The last thing I'm going to do is apply some circles that represent the moon cycle during each particular day, something I do. This video is about to end, but wait a minute, I'm not finished talking. Don't click off. I just wanted to let you know that if this is your first time here, thank you. If you've been here several times, why haven't you subscribed yet? If you have, thank you. Also, give me a like. That would be helpful. I don't have very many subscribers, believe it or not. I'm trying to get to at least 100. Also, if you like these kinds of videos, let me know in the comments. That's right, you can leave me a comment and I will answer you back, so that I know whether you like these and I can continue to make more. And there you have it, my little page for May the 7th and May the 8th. And then I show you the opposite side, I think, so that you can understand that I flipped over an index card there at the bottom. And that's a continuation for another day. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this format. Oh, I'm going to show you where it goes in the journal. Lovely, lovely. Thanks again, folks. See you next time.